Welcome back to Sunless Sea, and we're off. We're going to attempt a eastwardly trip to the Khanate because in our hold we have coffee. I believe we might have one to spend. Oh, I think we can take our veils to 50. That we can. See if that makes a difference in any of the challenges. So it looks like... yeah, so we'll be headed to Abbey Rock first, and then just kind of zigzagging along there to the Khan's Heart. Well, the other place, then Khan's Heart. So I could waste my news of distant shores here for 10 monies. Yeah, I didn't get much money in the end. I ended up with 1,000, and I started with 1,200 plus the 1,000 for the quest or whatever. So I actually took a small loss in that last one. Though we do have the coffee, so that did play a role in that. So it would have been a very thin margin. And we did unlock a lot of the Fog of War. But now this one is just pure profit, hopefully, because we're getting rid of coffee. It's just make money if possible. Hopefully we can run into some easy ship kills. Oh, I didn't heal myself. I should have done that. That would have been like a freebie with the Admiralty. No, it's too late now. Or if we get just a ton of supplies, we can start wasting them on repairs. Alright, so we will compile our report, and the picnic is kind of our best bet. And far too early for that. Oh, I skipped Abbey Rock like a fool. Guess that will be an option on the way back. This doesn't have anything unless I have stuff for it that we can pass by to reveal a little bit on the way. Take a little sharper. Alright. And we can do one of those, I suppose. Okay, yeah, so we build up fear much quicker without the light, but one of the tooltips said that we use less fuel without the light. So that is an option if we are getting super low. Oh, let's try this. Let's try at 150. Let's use our secondaries. Yeah, you don't know about us. Alright, reverse. And it's not gonna be an easy one. So if he's a charger, we might be able to just hold him off long enough. This might put him down. Very good. I forget if we took out one of these earlier, or if this is our first. Ooh, it's just a low chance dissect. Okay, supplies, and we shall eat. What was this? Can't catch up though. Alright, coming back, eh? It'll be good. Get our port report. And all of this stuff. My stats are too low to really mess with it. Port Cecil, Polly, or Cecil. Oh, well, I want to come down south, so Cecil, Polly makes more sense. That would be kind of a waste. We can go north above, maybe pick that up. Yep. Oh, I discovered the lobe. Already a success. Let's go above. That did. We can head to port. Unless there's a nearby eel we can take out real quick. Doesn't look like it. There's our intelligence. I feel like it's gonna cost me if I lose. Just explore and hopefully find something cool. Oh, we have a high risk, 80% chance to retreat. You were fortunate. Tale of Terror. That's luck-based, apparently. So that would be quite some stats I need to stand a chance at that. I might want to just not do that going forward. Okay. Off to polythyreme. I have clearly not looked anything up. Still debating on how exactly to pronounce that. Ooh, there's an eel. Or albino moray. If you can't catch up, doesn't count. So that's one round. Used a bit of fuel. Dissect, low chance. Hunting trophy and ivory. Overboard. No terror effects. Yeah, we haven't had terror effects. It might be because I have that one cannibal on me. And that just means that you can eat weird shit. 120 more, so about 3 more discovered. I think another one spawned in. Intelligence. Surely just wasting money. We'll take them. And we still got 6 spaces. Already own one of those. Good for me. Ivory. 30's good enough price for me. Not yet. I'd probably buy from there some fuel, so we'll go up north. And I might even be in the mood to fight a con vessel just to see if there are ramifications or not. So they're not... I mean, they're tough looking, but not impossible. Would prefer to have a little more health, though. So only if it presents itself. This is where we want to get access to. Okay. Okay, we're coming from behind. Oh, oh. This is where our goal is. So not this day, but the angle wasn't too bad. I guess maybe you could take the light off if you were at full and passing through one of these, maybe. Yes, so we shall offer the gift, the 4 favor, and the 5th favor. Watcher. What other options? I can have them ask them to intercede with the Timon. Carews passed. I have 100%. Should I need it? Yeah, so if I have the Timon, I can plead your case that there's lower suspicion. That's all that matters for them. It's petitioned for the Nephirite Quarter. Kind of leopard grants trade licenses to foreigners. Give them lots of coffee. The effusive official is today attended by 3 servants and a blue priest, each carrying a candle of a different color. He speaks a formula in Kaganian, in Greek, and in one of the languages of the Elder Continent. You are anointed with oils and presented with a pair of sharkskin gloves. The blue priest admits you to a slightly less debased echelon of foreignness and blesses you in the name of the deep blue heaven. After that, you start filling in forms. Lost the favors, and I now have a Nephirite ring, a token permitting you trade in the Conite. Very nice. That means I get chops. Not here, at least. I can gift the leopard. Not that I just need it to give me Timon points, which give drowning pearls. Plead your case. And I shouldn't really do this, because it only raises suspicion. Though I can do it down here, and if I do 100% success, I think I don't raise suspicion. There is our destination. Shall dock. Oh, I can go to the shops. Oh, or do I have to click to go to the shops? How does this work? Let's seek intelligence, establish a spy, port report. Now's the time. Oh, show the heart. You did a Cognian a favor. Perhaps this token will win you favor in turn. Purchase fuel at a radius. Okay, enter the Nephirite Quarter. As long as your suspicion is no more than 9. Over here, as long as it's more than 19. So let's enter. Visit the shops tab. Cool. You can now go to shops. Buying fuel at an okay price. At least for being out here. Another mirror catch box. Those seem to be popular in this area. Romantic literature. In London, customs duty is paid on love stories, even illustrated love stories. Interesting. So maybe that's worth a lot if I can move it to the right spot. Wait. Oh, they sell the coffee beans here. That's fun. Candles. 1525. I suppose I might as well. I was hoping that this was going to be something more exciting. Let's see if there's some stories to do. Purchase fuel. Pay a storyteller. Show a Peter Horset. Let's do it. You show the talisman rather cautiously to a clutch of captains chatting by their warship. One grabs it cheerfully and claps you on the shoulder. I've heard about you. Come on, I'm buying. With more friendliness than Cognanians usually show, they drag you off to a little place by the park and fill you with rare spiced seaweed and elder continent wines. They grumble about Shelonite delinquency, the idiot children of Khan's shadow, and until they remember you're there, the London captain's chuttering up the Clean Z. As favor, I've lost one suspicion. Now I'm at 0. Lost terror and gained a memory of distant shores. Yeah, so we can just do this unlimited times, it seems. Yes, based on where we are and the price, we might as well get a few. So we'll head to the shadow. Instead of out there, I'm thinking of going diagonal, trying to pick up another island. A lot of the little money has to do with just hitting as many ports as possible. Oh. We'll use this to keep our terror low. Can I take off the light on here? No, it'll start to go medium. Our port report. Let's see if I can buy those artifacts. 15. No particularly great deals here. A crate of human souls. I'm not going by the mountain though. That does not help me. Yeah, so I'll just come around and just go kind of at a 45-degree angle into the wild blue or wild Z yonder. Do need to be on the lookout for some rather powerful beasts out here. Anything I run into out here is pretty much a runaway. Fungal pads. I could use my Z-Bat. Scout ahead. Oh, the Empire of Hands let us clasp our souls tight lest the Pentecode's apes take them from us. No island within range? What's this, then? Just a rock you're claiming? Looks like islands to me. Oh, discovered Empire of Hands. There we go. Discovered Port Stanton. Anything for this island? No. A stern reminder from the Admiralty. In the name and by the power of her enduring majesty, a trade embargo and quarantine in absolute perpetuity has hereby been declared on the Empire of Hands. No ship of London is to permit aboard a Pentecost ape without express and prior permission of the Admiralty. Any and all acts of Spirifage are prohibited. They know what they did. Beware of stowaways. Keep a tight grip on your soul. Excerpt from Standard Naval Regulations. Flea-ridden mayor. I guess we have no other choice. With the regulations in mind, it's a surprise to be greeted by a mere itchy monkey in a tattered yellow robe, barely walking with the help of a ceremonial staff. "Hello," cries the mayor, in a broken voice of one not yet used to human speech. "Come, make yourselves at home. All souls welcome in bountiful empire of hands." The crew shifts uncomfortably. They know the stories. It will take more than the natural beauty of this place to make most of them risk their shore leave here. We have sailing of Port Stanton. Any shops? No. Shore leave. Unlock with soullessness no more than 0, so you could lose your soul on shore leave. An audience with the mayor. Unlicensed spirifage no more than 1. Prepare a comprehensive port report. You need to explore stuff. Intense work is underway across the bridge on the Zeppelin. You're turned away. 2 monkey guards wielding rifles and rusty bayonets block the bridge. This is not for your eyes, outsider. Avert them. Walk away. Walk faster. Good human. Gather strategic. This will give you an intriguing snippet. If you can penetrate the court on Sovereign Island, you may be able to do better. Let's see. Words on the wind. The barely sold monkeys of Port Stanton muttered together in a dozen bastardized dialects. Invented stories, gossip 20 years old, intimate revelations from the scraps of subconscious knowledge that adhere to souls. The effect is of sampling a rich, fascinating stew that might just possibly contain rat droppings. The Admiral would regard this mission as a failure, but others might be interested. An intriguing snippet. And I've completed my commission, more importantly. Our audience: king of an empty castle, the flea-ridden mayor scratches himself on a chair made of crates, surrounded by boxes of long, rotten trade goods. As a 5-souled ape, he would be able to petition for membership of court. For now, the trade embargo has left him trapped on the outside. A 3-souled overseer with no talent for order. In better times, being overseer of Port Stanton gave the incumbent their pick of visitors to the Empire. Now it is as thankless a task as any found in the Neath. You can sell your soul for 200 echoes. That's not good. Acquire fresh supplies. So for 20 echoes, supplies. Acquire emergency fuel for 40. Eugh. And excuse yourself. None of those things seem terribly attractive. Sailing the Empire of Hands. A scouting trip, Sovereign Island. A wooden palace stretches across the whole island. Passage to it is lit by a field of tiny glim buoys. Many boats circle the island, all keeping their distance. One that gets closest is an extended rowboat painted in yellows, whites, and reds. 4 servant monkeys strain at the oars, while its true passenger sits in comfort behind a gauze curtain. Just for a moment, an eye catches yours, but only for a moment. It would not do for a high-souled ape to see something so beneath its notice. Today, the sprawling palace is called the Wild Weld Court. Tomorrow, who knows? The world of the Pentecost apes is one of cruel whimsy, where stolen traditions last only as long as their amusement. Gain access will need a gift for the Monkey Emperor. And no more than 29. Back to the boat, nothing to do there. The guard stares, you row away. Fountainhead Island. Ancient secrets peek out of the trees. Any may visit, but few penties ever bother to make the pilgrimage. A young ancient empire. The Empire of Hands is hardly as old as they pretend, but mimicry and theft infuses their whole culture. If the penties have come to think that rulers should be buried in ancient temples, then it is ancient temples that they will build. It would hardly be the first time their attempts to mirror humanity have entirely missed the point. Swiftly growing vegetation keeps a thick forest wrapped around variably ancient ruins. Even the yet-to-be plundered ones are heavily scattered with crowbar marks. A temple in a clearing of a parasynthetic tree looms an imposing structure of wood and stone. The vault of the first emperor. It stretches through the forest in a mix of stone and wood in the style of at the mercy of the Pentecost ape's current whimsies and inspirations. It would take a dedicated team to break in and uncover its secrets. Perhaps you will bring one here later. Oh, there's a treasure hunt. If I have a map. So we must continue. Oh. The Ash Isthmus. Neither man nor ape claims this volcanic remnant between islands. Haunted, they say. Ridiculous. The trip offers little time to think on the Penties. Technically, they are monkeys rather than apes, but it is not tactful to remind them of this. To their high-souled faces, the accepted name is Pentecost apes. In private, though, the something monkeys is about as common. It is, one might say, an ad hominid insult. Black beaches give way to an oasis of gently glowing trees and the scent of rotting flowers. Let's enter the forest. Wide natural paths run between clumps of trees, softly lit by dim green glow and the occasional glimmer of false stars through the canopy. Only the crackling of leaves and the soothing sounds of water break the serenity of this volcano-forged paradise. You can try to find supplies. Relax. Seems our best bet. Steam and a hint of sulfur gently rise from the secluded natural pool, flanked by trees and mushrooms. You slip out of your itchy clothes and into the welcoming caress of hot, deep water. The salts and sweats of sailing life melt away as you simply float, bare and free. Above, false stars glimmer bright enough to be worth wishing on. All around, the glow of the trees cast ambient calm on the silent peace. How long has it been since you had a moment like this? Since London? Longer. You've lost 5 terror. Oh, a thought for the East. Few sailors are resourceful enough to get this far, whereas the stories end in myths. Oh, as mysterious and deadly as the first day, she remains your mistress in your kingdom. This moment be yours. Thought for the future. Ambition. Thought for the past. Thought for the East. Few make it this far. Out on the edge of civilization. From here, the lights of home are just a memory. The sea is blacker, its tails more guarded. It is not enough to simply keep sailing. None who try ever return home. Perhaps that is the price demanded by salt, as you've ever heard the crew darkly murmur when they think no one hears. That doesn't mean that— Wait, what was that? Sounded like giggling? Caught. A tiny blonde girl perches watching on a rock. Her innocent grin is spiced with mischievous glee. She moves like a monkey, but she giggles like an imp, at the look on your face at being caught bathing in her hot spring, and the one that floods onto it as she scoops up your clothes. Shipwrecked as a baby, raised by the empire of hands, she now plays between the worlds of apes and men, neither quite one nor entirely of the other. We can curse these relaxed limbs, demand that she put those down at once. At once, you shout, or there will be trouble. A desperate swim. Curse these relaxed limbs. I don't know. Let's try the swim. The monkey foundling makes things interesting. She waits, grinning innocently, until you emerge from the hot spring with nothing but your strategically placed hands for modesty. Before you can get close enough, though, she bolts from her crouched position and into the forest on all fours. A scampering run that turns every rock and fallen tree into a springboard. Fie upon them, let them stare. Let their tongues volunteer for their whipping. Let's chase the monkey into the forest. The branches scrape against your skin. The damp mud squidges between your toes. There is no sign of the monkey foundling, but her tracks are easily followed. Forest clearing. The footprints lead here. She has not even attempted to hide them. Let the crew do their worst. You're done here. No, we need to try to do our best. Ouch, your hands slaps to your stinging buttocks. The little stone lands in the dirt as familiar giggle comes from above. You look to see the monkey foundling dangling upside down from a branch by her legs, a blowpipe in hand, and a bag just out of your reach. Tantalizingly so. Taking a deep breath, you politely, very politely, request that she return your damned clothes now. The monkey fledgling listens and gives it some thought, tapping her blowpipe against her lips as she decides. Say please, she grins. Please. Pretty please? Throw a rock. We don't quite have a good chance. Pretty please. Pretty please. Pretty please. Monkey fledgling is poker-faced. Pretty please. 38. Keep going with it. A gift from the monkey. You appear to have pretty pleased her, and she decides you deserve a reward. She finishes in her bag and generously throws you a sock. A single solitary sock. She learns a few new swear words as she races off through the branches, near double up with laughter. We must pursue her. We must at least try. 30% chance. A trap! Your feet step into a coiled rope just as the monkey foundling cuts loose the counterweight, and you feel yourself flying upside down into the trees. Of course she has traps. The wider empire has no shortage of would-be invaders, man and monkey alike. She sits back and enjoys the show as you flail around trying to get free, before apparently taking pity on you. Pity, however, turns out to be casually and without warning cutting through the rope, dangling you in the air, and sending you falling back with a surprised thump to the muddy forest floor. It knocks the air out of your lungs, but you are otherwise unharmed. She pauses for a moment to make sure before her grin spreads back again, and she races off to continue the game. Fails 50 failed. Quest for dignity. Well, the chase continues, why not? Marsh of terrible stench. It is a place that skunks would think twice of entering. If the Empire of Hands had such creatures, the monkey foundling, of course, is unconcerned. As much at home here as high in the branches or running the forest paths. She almost dances effortlessly across the thin fallen tree that crosses the mire, surrounded by the foulest bubbling mud that has ever invaded your nostrils. She balances in the middle, daring you to try to follow. Give her a taste of her pranks, you'll show her how. Unlocked with Iron 60. This is a low chance. You'll play. Give her a taste of her own medicine. The monkey foundling's eyes widen in surprise as her balance slips. She fights to recover, but... Oh, you kick the tree as hard as you can, but her bare feet slip on the trunk as she falls. Falls with a cut-off scream as she disappeared into the foul marsh slime. For a moment there is only silence and a few fading ripples, but then she explodes out, first gasping for air, and then laughing and laughing as she splashes to shore in a noxious splatter of brown and green. She turns and salutes you, while teeth shining under all the muck. This time she beckons before she scrambles into the woods, leaving a stinky trail in her wake. Whatever game this was, you suspect you just won it. Gain some fright with a small hut. Is this where the monkey foundling lives? Why would she lead you here, of all places? Playmate of the monkey? The monkey foundling herself is nowhere to be seen, but she has left you something. It sits outside the hut, carefully placed by a large happy face drawn in the black sand. Little prize for being such a good sport. Your clothes, however, are nowhere to be seen. Of course, as the monkey part of her would no doubt demand, where would the fun be in that? An outlandish artifact. Well, there is no avoiding this any longer. We must return to the ship. Out of uniform experience, the crew reacts with the expected amount of sympathy to your naked return, which is to say exactly none. By the time you board the ship, every last crew member is on hand to see and cheer, with more than a couple letting off flares as impromptu fireworks. It is many days before the needling ceases and you are able to give an order without first scouring it for innuendo. On the plus side, it does boost at least the rest of the ship's mood while it lasts, and you have a new treasure for your collection. You have had worse days. We're at perfect terror. And we've beat one of those. Hearthsake Island, a thin pillar of greasy yet appetizing smoke, rises from the only human settlement in the Empire. The Bloombach Quarantine. The Admiralty has never stated precisely why it seeks to keep the Empire confined, though most opposition to it fades since once said opposers actually encounter a Pentecost ape. They have been easy to corral, however, though they do not lack wit. There is not an inventive bone in their hairy bodies, and no amount of stolen humanity has taught them the art of creating engines. Survivors of a pirate expedition have stolen this land, where apes are unwelcome except as an entree. The lost treasure hunter? He squints at a map, muttering incoherently. North for each city the bats have browned down. He wipes his brow. Have you seen a big X on the ground by any chance? I got these 4 map pieces that got me this far and said X would mark the spot, but I can't find an X anywhere. He looks at the map sadly. It should be here, it says. Now where am I supposed to dig? He's too busy to talk right now, but adds that he will be in the village later if you want to trade adventuring supplies. Don't try the meatballs, he warns, getting back to his search. You just don't want to do that. Approach the village. Greasy smoke and Guiltily tempting aromas rise from a collection of huts around a long, beached pirate ship, and a field of pointedly impaled monkeys. An explosion almost takes off your head. "Sorry about that," booms the boisterous pirate, lowering a smoking blunderbuss as bits of shattered tree rain down. "New arrival, are we? Well, if you haven't got a tail, you're all right by me." He squints momentarily, suspicious. "You don't have a tail, do you? Wouldn't put it past the thieving little buggers to go shaving one of their own. Wouldn't know fair play if it kicked 'em right up the arse." His voice is louder than his blunderbuss. The congealed meat juices in his thick beard are better not considered. It was not madness that drove these pirates to cannibalism, but years of being shipwrecked without the comfort of meat. After a while, any meat would do. You can dine at the captain's table. That is probably a bad idea. Or we can return to the boat. They seem the friendly sort, and are shocked at the idea that they would ever be such poor hosts as to eat a guest, but then they have no shortage of supplies. Back to the Port Stanton. The Z is quiet. The journey is pleasingly uneventful. You have not been eaten by cannibal pirates. All things considered, a successful trip. Ooh, exploration's complete. Perhaps you can use the information. Prepare a comprehensive port report. Few have reason to brave the waters this far east, especially with the trade embargo. The Admiralty will pay especially well for up-to-date intelligence. The island of the Empire. All of them warrant further attention for now, though. It would be best to see if your initial discoveries can whet the interest of anyone back home. Comprehensive port report and 100 fragments. Very nice. It led to a secret. Look for a rowboat. They all appear to be in use at the moment. You make note to return later. Until then, business awaits elsewhere. If only the monkeys had proper ships, their island would have proper docks capable of handling yours. Oh well. You need some help in fallen London to continue exploring in the Empire. Check your lodgings after submitting the port report. Okay, that's really give it to me on the head. Alright, we're off. Do I dare go south further? I've been through there, so I almost have to, I feel like. Unless I was going to, like, shift north. Yeah, so let's head south. Let's see what we can find there. Secrets. Pages, maybe? Or actually, it'd be better to specialize so I can actually kick ass in places. Let's do some mirrors. Yeah, so we're on to the mirrors now. Yeah, skip that guy. More likely to find land this way, though. Here we go. Buoy as well. Oh, that's not good. It's not good at all. A floating strand of web caresses your face. The air hints at spiders. Clearly. Was it not a discovery? Must be more spider islands. Discovered Savior's Rocks. Don't know if there is a port. Oh man. I don't like the look of that. I want to see its health though. 900. I didn't see on that side. It does not appear to be a spider port. Yeah, even if he... Oh. Let's go low. This one looks a little bit bigger, but doesn't appear to have a port unless there's a north port that I missed. Let's see if the map will give it away for me. No, it doesn't. It does continue up. So it's possible. Oh. There's a port over here? Yes. The Nativity. This feels like a bad idea. The sound of their constant motion is like pebbles on a beach. You have preparing for the Festival of Silk. Intricate webs stretch into the darkness where the shadows are never entirely still. Oh no. Gossamer threads stolen by the breeze tickle the goosebumps on your skin. 1,000 unseen eyes promise 1,000,000 more. So we have a high-risk challenge. High-risk challenge. Perhaps not. I'm not even going to read them. If I can't... Well, actually, what do I need? Veils. Lots of veils. The gloomness of the Nativity is broken by the reds and golds of freshly hung banners. Spider-worshipping weavers and widows guide the traders in readying their celebration of gratitude to the generous neighbors that silently watch over them from the shadows. We can assist. That could be our thing. Let me... Ooh, a haunted doctor. I think I just can take him. Please, I must leave this terrible place. The sorrow spiders will not take me back. Please. He's free. Welcome aboard. The haunted doctor hurries aboard the ship. He pauses, looking at the cursed wasteland of Savior's Rocks. The lady said I would never be able to get it back once it was thrown away. I see she was... Never mind. Is this my cabin? Yes. It is more than I deserve. Port report. We would need a cask of mushroom wine. Delivery of trinkets. An almost entirely legitimate silk trader urgently requests your help with the delivery to Fallen London. Have a trinkets, just trinkets, confirms the man, holding out the box, shaking it. You hear rattling and see a sudden look of horror on the man's face. He says nothing, though, merely backs away as quickly as good manners permit. So let us assist with the festival preparations. Quiet murmurs of appreciation. The traders of the Nativity have little practice showing appreciation, but at least put in an effort. In particular, they not entirely accidentally let slip the secret of the Accord of Grace, a hospitality granted visitors by the generous neighbors of whom they will speak no ill. They do, however, hint that this only applies to travelers arriving through the port. Those unlucky enough to run aground on the rocks can consider themselves, but no. No, a sorrow spider might hear something they would of course never say. Fragments. We're a stranger to spiders. Trade supplies for silk. And we can buy fuel and supplies, but a little early for that. I think now's the time to cut back. Oop. Yeah, back here. Actually, the sea monster is over there, so we'll just have to let that slip. Take a longer route. Yeah, so we have some future adventures ahead on this island, or island chain, more just accurately. Yeah, you just stay up there. Yeah, this is a good heading to have. And we have a new adventure awaiting us. See if there was a spare secret to go around with mirrors. Nope. Alright, we're about to hit the open Z. With no land in sight. Anything. Here's something. Threads, violet vegetable bulks break the surface. Sunlesssea. Okay, this might be important. Sounds like a mushroom, something or another. Green glass and basalt, salt and silence. The utter shroom. There's that. Okay, so this is safe. Oh. That's not very safe. But I think I may have to take him out. No. Looks like we can just be friends. Yeah, so probably about 3 or 4 more things to discover. The queeny core of this spore-haunted sea. Climb the fungal fiber ladders to its summit. Shaggy, suspicious villagers scratch a living here amidst endless clouds of spores and scurrying mobs of plant-animal hybrids. None of them ever leave. Monsters, one explains darkly. Z full of monsters. And we can trade honey. If I have honey, gather intelligence. The villagers live a shabby but sufficient life. The utter shroom provides. They are secretive, taciturn, and curious. Ships rarely visit. A gaggle of blemmigans, purple-tentacled fungus things, follows you down the rope to your ship, whistling cheerfully. Blemmigans are vicious little monsters usually, but the ones on the utter shroom seem friendly. If they trouble you, you could probably throw them overboard. You now have a port report and 4 docile blemmigan. Encourage your blemmigan gallivanter to explore. It might feel kinship with the place. It's certainly very mushroomy. Unaccustomed silence. Your ever-present blemmigan is, for once, nowhere to be seen. The engine room is quiet. Your maps are exactly as you left them. Not one is defaced or crumpled into a ball. Finally, you spot the tip of a tendril poking out from under a pile of unwashed clothing. Your blemmigan indicates that under no circumstance whatsoever will it be emerging. What could be so bad about the utter shroom? Did the other mushroom bully it? Got nothing to buy. Let's visit the village. The utter shroom releases spores according to its own inscrutable schedule. Today, the air is soupy thick. They coat your hair. They clog your throat. They gather like sleep in the corners of your eyes. Conversation with shroomers is impossibly hard. You return to the ship where you find a tiny purple mushroom growing already in your ear. You've gained terror and a tale of terror. And that's all with that. So with utter shroom, I suppose I should make this connection. Then I could try to see if there's another thing in there. Yeah, I didn't find anything special. We have this here, those 2 lighthouses. Yeah, so to Nuncio it is. Probably be a good place to resupply as well. Far away from other stuff. This one, I can't say it's worth it if there's not anything else in here. Yeah. Fathom's King. Melting. And that seems logical. It's kind of expensive. Can I make it somewhere better with 6 fuel? Maybe I just buy a couple, just to be sure. Yeah, so we'll do kind of a... Oh. That's right, just turn for me. Give me some supplies, please. Linen. Not really all that great. Yeah, so we'll go due south. And turn as we discover. Here we go. Oh, they're engaging. Chase. Wait for it. Yeah, they're done for. Should be careful, because if we run to any live ones, we could take losses. What treasure did they take? A cache of curiosities, a bolt of fabric, or spider silk. And it has some value. Okay, so we're going to go around this way to find something new. Hopefully. Nothing to discover, apparently. It's south of it. That's not worth anything. Then we have that. It's that. So that's something. It's another small island. So the Fathom King should be able to provide us with at least supplies, if not fuel. I forget exactly what he gives you. Yeah, because we're low. This I know is supplies, but we need fuel as well. So maybe we're headed to the Iron Republic, stock up on fuel, try to hit up some more stuff, at least a little bit. Or we can go for that southern trek. There will be fuel for sale down there. File our port report. We can put a Bloombach ashore. It is dark and damp here with many crevices where it can hide. The Bloombach should flourish so long as it avoids the Fathom King's notice. Sure. Oh, I have a drowning pearl. Propagation, lost one of them. An audience with the Fathom King. Z story, I just want some supplies, please. 5 fuel. Awesome. So which direction becomes the question? Go like that, or like that. So I've got 9 to work with. Yes, here, see how we're doing. Head to Port Cornelian. That feels good. Discover for me. Come on. Yeah. Very good. That's our ticket to get a few supplies, which are in quite abundance on this island. Oh, we should pick up a passenger. Port Cecil. Get our port report, which we get supplies. Great, and we'll gather supplies, which is even greater. We could put a Bloombach ashore. Let's do it. It shows no interest in the village. It disappears straight into the jungle. There, little Bloombach, thrive and multiply. I feel like we may be potentially destroying the world with our antics. And also, pause. We're about at that hour mark, so I'm going to end the episode here and then finish the rest of this run next time. So catch y'all then.